Thank you, Mr. President. Just a couple of things, and then I just want to make a comment about something that happened yesterday. You're going to hear from Dr. Burke soon about the numbers that we've been talking about, how things are starting to balance off. And I think the more as we go by each day, I think we're going to see, and again, I never like to get ahead of myself or of Dr. Burke's, but it looks like even though we've had a really bad week last week, remember when I was speaking to you before, I was saying this was really a bad week. There's still going to be a lot of deaths, but we're starting to see in some areas now that kind of flattening, particularly in a place that was a hot spot like New York. That's the first thing. The second thing is that I had a really very, very productive conversation with the Congressional Black Caucus this morning for about an hour, and they really wanted to know what exactly are we going to be doing in the immediate as well as the long range about the health disparities and the discrepancies both in infection and in poor outcome in the minorities in general, but specifically.
As you can see, this COVID-19 continues to be linked with black. As you can see, these are all buzzwords and code words for the elite. Because as we're telling you, they're coming. They're coming into those neighborhoods. They're going to have strict measures, and draconian law will be pushed forth in your neighborhoods. And as you heard this devil, and anyone who, looks at this guy and sees, help or a good future, you're out of your damn mind. These people and their family and their descendants of people who tortured, your forefathers and foremothers, you see? And now they're in this high position because of their blessing. This is nothing but Esau, Edom having the fatness of the earth, man. And all they're doing is coming into these mediums, throwing out enchantments. Fox News, all of these different platforms are nothing but mediums for them to, communicate with each other and throw out enchantments and lies, man. These people ain't here to help you. But as you can see, he said that he's in talks with the Black Caucus, who are asking them what they are going to do to make things better for so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You see that? Because they also mentioned in the so-called Mexican in this whole discrepancy and how this COVID-19 is affecting them as well. But he says he's in talks with the Black Caucus. Let's listen to him again.
The second thing is that I had a really very, very productive conversation with the Congressional Black Caucus this morning.
The Black Caucus.
For about an hour. And they really wanted to know what exactly are we going to be doing in the immediate.
Now, who's the Black Caucus? You got your Al Sharptons, your Jesse Jacksons, or whoever else it is. Okay, people who mean you know well, who will be used to usher you Negroes and the rest of you tribes into the New World Order and trusting in this damn government.
Immediate, as well as the long range about the health disparities and the discrepancies both in infection and in poor outcome in the minorities in general, but specifically.
There's no other race. No other race is being tied to this. As if so-called white people ain't sick as hell and been dying off. Outside of this whole coronavirus, you Edomites are dying off. You're not pushing, you're not birthing any children like that, man. You're becoming small amongst the heathen, man. But for some reason, you so-called Negroes, which you're the Israelites, the tribe of Judah, continuously are being linked with this coronavirus as the one who's spreading it. Ultimately, that's what they're saying. You're the one who carry it. You're the sickest. You're the throughest. And not and very, very soon, man, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, and so forth are going to be walking outside and people are going to be cursing you out, telling you to take your ugly ass back home. Where's your mask? Beating you up. So didn't the Chinese just catch hell, all that hell when they were being linked with the bats and all of that? Well, the same thing is getting ready to happen to you Israelites, man, which has already been happening. It's just going to be on a new scale. Now it's going to be linked to something else because people are looking for a reason to hate you. And you so-called Hispanics, the true tribes, man, you better get your heads out of your ass, man, trusting in this damn devil.
African American. And I mean, I made it very clear to them that what we have to do is focus on getting the resources where the vulnerable are to be able to get testing done, to be able to get the appropriate.
And as brothers have been doing videos, those tests are engineered to carry particular traits of the disease and give it to you, man. A brother, GMS Contrite is, I forget it, the brother's page. Forgive me, I know it's the brother from Chicago. He did 2 videos and showing you that those tests are contaminated with the actual disease. In London, in the UK, it came out that those tests were contaminated with the disease, man. So these people are getting ready to do a whole hell of a lot of wickedness, man. And we're going to keep our foot on their necks until they take this platform away.
Identification where proper and where appropriate to isolate and contact trace if we can, but also to help mitigate in a community that is suffering and suffering much more disproportionately. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. The other point I wanted to make is that I had an interview yesterday that I was asked a hypothetical question. And hypothetical questions sometimes can get you into some difficulty because it's what would have or could have. The nature of the hypothetical question was, if in fact we had mitigated earlier, could lives have been saved? And the answer to my question was, as I always do, and I'm doing right now, perfectly honestly, say yes. I mean, obviously, if mitigation helps, I've been up here many times.
And these devils ain't about life, man. This is Psalms 35:19. Let them not that are my enemies wrongfully rejoice over me, neither let them wink with the eye that hate me without cause. And that's all they're doing. They're winking with the eye, as the scriptures say, an evil man teacheth with his eyes in his hands. And this is how these elite get down, man. And it's becoming more and more clear what they're getting ready to do. Okay, but now the prophets being out there has pretty much put, sort of a sting in their plan, but they're still going to go forth with it because it's written, man. For they speak not peace. They're not there for peace. They're going to bring those troops into your neighborhood and those testing facilities to kill a whole hell of a lot of you off, man. And raid your places, man. And take away your peace. They don't want you niggas to be happy, man. You see? But they devise deceitful matters against them that are quiet in the land, man. And that's what they're going to do. And they're ultimately going to come for the elect, man. Yeah, they opened their mouth wide against me and said, aha, our eye hath seen it. And that's what they're going to do with this whole coronavirus plan. Aha, now we have a reason to raid these niggas. And they're going to let a little time pass to let Jake rebel and, false enchantments through, particular actors, particular athletes. You just had Terrence Crawford, a boxer, put out there that they're using this coronavirus thing to put fear in people. These things are going to be put more and more on the forefront to label you Negroes as rebellious, man. So their mouths are open wide against you, man, saying, aha. You see? This thou hast seen, O Yahweh. Keep not silent, O Lord. Be not far from me. And this is our prayer, man. Stir up thyself and awake to my judgment, even to my cause, God and my Lord, man. And that's what we need. We need Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. Judge me, O Yahweh, my God, according to the righteousness. Let them not rejoice over me, because that's what they want to do. They want to rejoice over us and set up this new world order, man. And use these enchantments as a reason to move on us, man. Let them not say in their hearts, so we have it. Let them not say we have swallowed him up. That's what they want. Let them be ashamed and brought to confusion together that rejoice at mine hurt. Let them be clothed with shame and dishonor that magnify themselves against me. Let them shout for joy and be glad that favor my righteous cause. Yea, let them say continually, let the Yahweh be magnified, which hath pleasures in the prosperity of his servant. And my tongue shall speak of thy righteousness and of thy praise all day long, man. That's what we're doing. So peace to the elect, death to the wicked. Shalom.